life. Welcome to my office. I can't even believe those 3 words came out of my house. Welcome to my office, more than 3 words, it doesn't matter. This is crazy. I'm going to be making over or just doing it. I've never had an office, so this is fun. It's going to be like an office slash formal living room kind of, because I kind of wanted it to be like my office doesn't even exist. Like I thought about getting a very small corner desk and I talked myself out of it because, well, I don't know. How should I explain the process of events? I've been obsessing over this office, decorating it, things to buy for it. I love antiques, I love old things, so I have been thrifting a ton and going to antique shops a ton. Alex is like, you're going there again? Yes, I am. And then Facebook Marketplace finds, because I actually have found a lot of awesome things on Facebook Marketplace for not only a great price, but like obviously I'm saving the environment over here, okay? I'll show you all the goodies that I got, but I guess first I'll give you an overview of what it looks like now. Honestly, she's not much to look at. Actually, if I'm being honest, she's pretty awesome to look at, okay? This is where the magic happens over here. And in this little corner nook, I thought about getting a corner desk, but sadly, I think we're getting rid of this wardrobe. It worked well for us while we needed it. I just think it's so gorgeous. I'm gonna try to keep it. Maybe I'll refinish it, the wood and stuff, maybe stain it a different color, and Alex might like it a little better, but maybe I'll try to keep it in our bedroom. We'll see. But for now, you guys saw when we were rearranging rooms, musical rooms over here, we added this fireplace that we got secondhand from an estate sale like 2 years ago when we first started like adding onto our house, when we knew we needed more rooms. Anyway, so we got this beautiful fireplace, and it's an electric fireplace. And I just thought this is gonna be awesome for my future office, and it totally is. And then over here, I am envisioning like having a couple of chairs. If you see that paint on the bottom there, I do plan on painting a little bit today. This color is coming off way more blue on camera, but in person it is so dark. You kind of can't even tell that it's blue, it's so dark. But this room does get a lot of sunlight, which is one of the reasons why I love it so much. But I am going to paint this back wall, just like an accent wall. And I initially wanted to go black, but I found this color from Sherwin-Williams called In the Navy. They had a few different ones that I was teetering around. Cyberspace. I knew I wanted to have blue undertones, and really initially I thought we have an accent wall that's like dark blue in our bedroom. Wentworth has it. I think we have it in our bathroom. It's in a few different places in the house, and the previous owners left a bunch of paint for us, like if we needed to touch up. I went through all the paint. I couldn't find the blue because initially I thought, well, I don't want to pay for it. Well, okay, here are my initial thoughts. I wanted, short story long, I wanted a brick wall, but not like red brick. I saw this one house when we were house hunting, and it had the most amazing, well, the first house we saw had a beautiful brick wall, and I just love natural stone, bringing that inside of the house. I think it just gives it like a comfy feel. It's something organic and something natural, but also unique and an eye-catching moment, if you will. So I thought, oh, maybe I'll do like the black stone here. They sell it in tiles, I guess. Like it looks like stone, but it's like tile, it's fake. I don't know. So I thought, yeah, let me do that with the black tile stone. And then for a second I thought, well, maybe a more natural stone. And then I looked at the price and I thought, well, what if I don't even like it at all? So step one is to just paint it. I think I'm gonna leave the fireplace white and just paint the wall. So that's how that's gonna go. I also snagged this mirror off of Facebook Marketplace. When I tell you this thing weighs at least 20 pounds, probably more, because I can lift 20 pounds without struggling. This has gotta be 40 pounds. That is my guess. It's huge, it's beautiful, it's old. The best part about that is that it was $10. $10. $10. I can't even buy grapes for $10. Hobby Lobby wants to sell a mirror of that size. I'm not joking, $190. Same with every other place, $500, some antique shops. I'm like, that is a big pass for me. Keep your eyes peeled and you, my friends, will find a deal. So that's what I did. That was off Facebook Marketplace. And then I got the most amazing artwork. I actually don't know where it is. I put it in a safe spot, I think. Well, I guess first I'll show you this. So I got this incredible piece of artwork. I'm not sure if it's gonna live in here or live in my bedroom, but I got this from an estate sale, $30. Unreal. Look how gorgeous that is. And then from a thrifting trip, I got this one and I was like, yeah, those are the colors that I'm going for. Just like that black and just organic, and I don't know, I like it. Here she is. I went to an antique store and I fell in love with this piece of artwork. I literally was dreaming about it. I couldn't stop thinking about it, but I did not want to spend $250 on it. So I used Google Lens, and when you know it, I found the original seller. I hope it looks amazing in here, because it does in my head. This, oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. The big reveal. Ooh. My kids are gonna love these bubbles. I got it for $61. But isn't this such a gorgeous piece of art? So I'm excited about that. The thing is, it's so large and in charge. Of course I want to put it on my mantle. Pinterest makes me think that like mantles are the it thing. Man, that's huge. That's what she said. I just love that. Oh my heck, so beautiful. And we have really tall ceilings in here, so I feel like we can make it work. But then I'm gonna put the mirror behind it. But I didn't want the mirror to be overpowering, so I think that's actually perfect. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with the finish of the frame here. I'm either gonna use Easy Off and like give it more of a bleached natural tone. I think that's actually what I'm gonna do. I thought about painting it black. I guess we'll strip it first, and if I don't like it, then I can always paint it. And you know what would work great here and here? A couple of chairs. So I was scouring Facebook Marketplace for a couple of wingback chairs to give it like that formal living room feel. And I found some that I loved and they were sold. I don't know why people keep the listing up, don't I? It's still up right now. I kind of want to start messaging people, because whenever I message them on Facebook Marketplace, I'm like, hey, when can I pick this up? Or let's schedule something. And they're like, oh, sorry, it's unavailable. I just want to reply, take the listing down. Take it down, take the listing down. Whatever. I did get some chairs. I ended up finding some really good ones. I'll just show you, because I don't want to paint with them in here, so I'll just show you over there. Ho, ho, ho. Yeah, they are beige. They are of that sad beige aesthetic, but they have so much character to them. Obviously, I don't know if they're antique or they just were manufactured in this way, but I love the way that they look. They're super comfortable. They actually sell for a ton of money, brand new. They're like, I don't know, $2,000 or something ridiculous. I would never. But it gives off that French country vibe, French provincial aesthetic, or whatever it's called, which I'm not sure if that's exactly what I'm going for in here, but I liked the chairs and I liked the feel, and I was like, yeah, let's see if it works. So I found those. Those were a great deal. And then I started looking for a desk. So I'll show you the desk and then I'll actually get to like implementing these things. I also got a plant from the antique store. Everything is just cooler when you get it from the antique store, right? So I started hunting for desks. I started Google searching. Well, first I was going on Facebook Marketplace, like finding all the desks. I found some really beautiful French provincial style desks. And they were all either asking way too much money, or they were too far away, or they were not responding, or they weren't available. So nothing was working out. And I was like, I don't know. So I started Googling on Pinterest, like getting more inspiration on a different style of desk. And I found one, but it was over $1,000, like $1,300 for a desk. A little steep, if you ask me. So then I took my happy bum to the antique store to see if I can find anything. Lo and behold, actually, I'm not gonna drag it in here quite yet because I don't want to get paint on it, so I'll take you to my bedroom. Let's go on a little field trip, where I've been hoarding all of my goodies. I got my own little antique store happening in my bedroom. Oh my gosh, all the chairs, I can't even. Okay. So there she blows. And I've got my wolf t-shirt up here. Okay, I do have some artwork that I gotta print some artwork out today, but I think these would look really great in the office. We'll see how the day takes us, how the vibe takes us along. I did cut this Alaska shirt, but I don't know how to cut the collar and I don't wanna mess it up. I do wanna cut the sleeves off, so I've just been like keeping it there. That's besides the point. Hey, only floss the teeth you want to keep. She's backwards, so I'll pull her out for a minute. Promise that you'll never find another like me. I'm the only one of me. Like, what? Isn't she gorgeous? Isn't she lovely? Isn't she incredible? She's one of a kind. She is from the antique store, and she has drawers. And I'm like, oh my heck, this is so cool. It was between, she's a lot taller than I initially wanted her to be. And a lot bigger too, because I don't need a bunch of space. I literally have a computer and a mouse. Like, what do I need all this space for? But I loved her legs. I thought it was gorgeous. I loved the natural tone of it. Maybe a little lighter than I was going for, but that's okay. It was between this and one more. I kept going back and forth on whether I wanted this one or another one. I think the other one was actually like a buffet, but I was like, I don't know, it's the same size as I want. It had a few drawers on it, so I thought it could work. And it totally could have. And it had a French Provençal feel to it, but I just thought it was like, it's too fancy for me. I'm not that kind of gal, you know? So I went with the wood, the natural, the rugged, because that describes me to a T. And hopefully she works in the space. I also got one other furniture piece for my printer. So also a chair. If you saw my thrift haul, I shared all of that with you. So hopefully everything starts coming together. But the first thing I'm needing to do is paint this back wall, and wish me luck. Okay, let me pop this thing open, see what we're getting ourselves into. What's funny is whenever I watch someone on YouTube or Instagram, wherever, like paint a room, they always get samples and then bring it to their actual room and paint the things on the wall to see what they'll actually look like in sunlight or in the room. And because colors can look so wildly different depending on how much sunlight comes in or whatever. I understand why it's done. What I don't understand is why they charge so much for samples, specifically at Sherwin-Williams. And I don't even remember how much the samples are, but I want to say at least $8. I think anyway. No, I don't know. Even at Home Depot and Lowe's, I think they charge at least $5. And if you're getting 4 samples to try, what if you don't like them? Well, I guess that's the whole point of getting samples, is to try before you buy. But that's not how I roll. I literally just scoured the internet looking for, colors on the wall. And I looked up different swatches, not swatches, but different pictures of them. And I actually hated this color. When I saw someone swatch it on their wall, like they took a picture of this one versus a different one that was darker. And for whatever reason, I still went with this one. And I'm glad I did, because I ended up loving the color. And then I'm glad the lady at the store, Alex, went to pick it up because of the distance that the store is. He was in that area. And so when he bought it, the lady said she's probably going to have to do a couple of coats because it's a dark color going onto a lighter wall. And I'm glad she said that, because this way I wasn't as startled when I put the initial coat on, and you'll see the progression, okay? And I'm also glad that we had this random roll of paper. I don't really know what it is, but the construction workers left it, or the painters, someone left this from the construction that we did in the addition. And I'm glad we had it. Otherwise, I don't know what I would have done. Put some boxes down. So, oh, there it is. Yay! There's the color. What was it? In the navy or something? I was, I had several colors to choose from. And even in the bin, I'm like second guessing my entire existence. I'm like, did I make the right choice? But paint is so pricey, especially if you go for like the better quality paint that you don't have to do a, what do they call it? It's like, all inclusive. And I think that's what this one is by Sherwin-Williams. The brand is Emerald, which is one of the top tier ones. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Don't quote me. I know nothing about nothing. Also, before I even put any paint on the wall, I already got it all over my arm. So if that's an indication of what I was getting myself into this day. And I don't even know how it happened, but I'm wearing I'm using air quotes, painting clothes, even though I don't paint. I don't know how paint got on these. I'm upset about it. I have a lot to say about it because they're my Lululemon pants. Obviously, I got them secondhand. No stinking way am I spending full price. I got paint on the baseboard. I'm just a whole mess over here. I thought I had my life together. I don't have painter's tape for the baseboard. I just thought, I got a steady hand. Okay, I do. I got this. I can make straight lines and stuff. Turns out I don't got this and I cannot make straight lines. And I didn't know we had painter's tape, but we did have painter's tape, but it all ended up being fine. I feel like I spent just as much time trying to be precise about lines as I would have spent like taping off the whole room. And like, I don't know, whatever. I did what I did. You can do what you want to do. And I told you before, I wanted to do stonework on this wall, but I knew that was, oh gosh, a project and a half, right? There's so much effort involved in putting stone or anything on the wall. I thought about doing like the framework. I forgot what it's called. When people like put frames on the wall, you know what I'm talking about. I know the word, but it's just not coming to my mind. So I watched a lot of videos doing that, and I was like, there's a fireplace here. There's gonna be too many lines. So I said no to that. And I think this really was the best course of action, especially for me. I'm a super beginner. I didn't want to get myself into anything extravagant. And even honestly, painting this wall was more than I bargained for. Who sings that song? Am I more than you bargained? Fall Out Boy. So good. Brings me back. Anyway, I thought I filmed me rolling the first coat of paint. I didn't. And man, it was so satisfying, but also kind of terrifying because look at this color. Oh, the color. This is why I'm glad that I had in the back of my mind, Alex said, you're going to need at least 2 coats. So I was prepared mentally, because had I just put this on, I would have maybe broken down and gotten a different color paint, because this is not at all what I was expecting, not at all what I bargained for. But in the end, you'll see a couple coats later, and it's actually kind of satisfying watching someone paint, but not very fun to do it. I'm like, how do people paint and DIY all the time? Who has time for this? I have no idea. It took all day. And did you know that you have to wait several hours between coats? I Googled it. I think it said like 4 to 6 or something. I definitely did closer to 2 or 3. I touched the wall and I was like, it's dry. It's good enough. We get a lot of sunlight in this room, and it was good enough for me. I'm not gonna lie. It's not looking great. It actually might look better on camera than it does in real life. So while this first coat dries, I'm gonna work on the mirror and get that like easy off. I'll show you. Yeah, it's not looking great. All right, I came outside to work on this little project. I saw Exo McKenna use this. I mean, I've seen several videos on YouTube where they either use bleach, but you have to sand it first, and there's so many grooves on this. I'm not getting into that. I'm being lazy, okay? I got a lot to do. And then this seems like a pretty easy option. You just spray it, let it set, and then you wash it with soap and water. So I don't know if it's necessary to do this, but I'm gonna do it just in case, because I don't wanna ruin this mirror, which is probably ironic because I might ruin it by doing this. But I'm gonna tape off the mirror section. I will say about the coats on the wall, I did wait several hours between the second and third coat because, my kids I think Evelina had a flag football game that day, so we went to that. So it was probably closer to 5 hours between the second and third coat. So you'll see that. And then doing this, I'm not sure if I needed to cover up the mirror, but I did it anyway. I just figured better safe than sorry. And then I always regret my decision to do like outside DIYs. Oh my gosh, what is this, 700 degrees? It's not barely spring. Oh, people will be moving to Florida and the sunshine. Yeah, the sunshine. It's miserable. It's so hot. I'm like, I'm sweating. I've been out here 5 seconds. I'm already sweating. So this is a very, very simple DIY. Literally just spray it on, the easy off. And if you're wanting to do this, I already had this under my sink, so that's what I'm using it up. But if you're buying it specifically for this, they have a brand that is like low fume or no fume or something like that, where it's not going to, all the chemicals aren't going to send you flying. So I needed another can, crazy enough. I thought I had plenty in there. I ended up realizing that I was spraying it incorrectly. So there's that. And then I also, my phone or my camera died. But just know I sprayed it and then I let it sit for however long, I don't know, an hour. And at this time I was like, well, what am I going to do now? Well, I'm painting the rest. Oh, did I tell you my Lululemon pants had paint on them? I don't even know how it happened. It's gray paint. I have not I know I painted like touch-ups in Meredith's new bedroom, but I wasn't even wearing these pants, was I? I don't think I was.
Anyway, I don't know how paint got on them, and I'm kind of upset. Side note, do you know how to get paint off pants? So that was the second coat. So that was pretty cool to watch. Also, it went by a lot faster, but I did go in off camera to do the trim a second time. I didn't do the trim a third time. I felt like it was dark enough. I had a pretty heavy hand on the trim, and I did roll it a third time, but I didn't film that either. So for the DIY, for getting like the finish off of the wood, I loved this. Some people do bleach too. So you're supposed to sand it and then just get a spray bottle with like diluted, I don't know if it's diluted bleach or not. Maybe Google it. I'm sure a ton of people have done it on the internet. But this, you're just supposed to take a brush, and I took a brush/sponge. I wasn't sure which was working better. And at first I thought, oh, nothing happened. It looks exactly the same, because other people, when they shared their DIY, they said they had to do it a few times, I guess, to get the desired lightness that they wanted. I could have gone in again, but I was actually pretty happy with the color that this turned out to be. And needless to say, I think it needs to be real wood. And this definitely was. I told you, it literally weighed 40, 50 pounds. It was so heavy. And so anyway, you spray the easy off, you scrub it off with sponge or a brush from Dollar Tree or whatever. I used like the best brush that I have, but I also used it trying to get, what's that chemical? I forgot what it's called, but Eleanor was doing a project, and she had some kind of goop. Anyway, I tried to clean it up, and I think it ruined the brush. So I used that on this. And then I just took a hose and just went to town, just spraying everything off, getting it all clean. And then the baby woke up, so I was tending to him a little bit. But you can see that it was already drying pretty fast. And the color was looking superb. So I just let it dry out in the sun. And I took this off because I didn't want it to like keep soaking the wood in. But yeah, it looks great. Ta-da! Here it is. Oh gosh, it's blurry. I did a third coat last night. I figured I would save you the pain of watching me do a third coat. But I think it looks great. Love the color. It was a little questionable to begin with, so I'm gonna put the plates back on and then start redecorating this room. I'm pumped. Isn't that gorgeous? It's kind of black. But see, when the camera hits it, it's like you can't really get a true visual of what it looks like. It's almost black, but with undertones of blue. Almost went green, but I didn't, because it's the lake house and I had to. Almost went jet black, like tricorn, I think it was what it was called. And then this is what the final mirror looks like. Let me bring it in better lighting. I obviously need to clean the mirror, but ooh, okay, I love it against the black wall. I was thinking about whitewashing this. Is where you get a little bit of white paint and then like dilute it with a bunch of water and then just, you know, whitewash it, like paint it. And it gives it, just a different color. But I actually really like the wood, especially when it's up against that nice blue wall. So I'm pumped about that. We'll see how it looks all together. I can always change my mind and paint it black or whitewash it or do something else with it. But otherwise, I'm happy about that. $10, unreal. This is the current state of the room, and it's going to be completely transformed today. Today is gonna be the day where we're gonna transform the room. This was the day I had been waiting for my entire life. It was move-in day. It was time to get this room situated, and I was pumped in my mind. I was ready for it. I'm just putting the plates back on all of these outlets, and there's wires everywhere and it's chaos, but the fireplace kind of hides everything. And then I put a plant in front of the wire, so that kind of hides it. I needed help moving this. So Alex was home before he ran out. I had him help me with the fireplace and then the desk. Thankfully, the baby was sleeping, so we were able to do this uninterrupted. And what else did he? I think that's all he helped. Oh, and then he helped me take out the armoire, the cabinet, and man, I'm sad to see that thing go. It's just so beautiful. So I'm gonna have to find a new home for that in my house. It might be in my closet, which would kind of be counterintuitive to put a wardrobe in my wardrobe. Do you know what I mean? Oh, I think our neighbor just came by. That's the fun thing about having an office with the windows facing like the front yard. I kind of know what's happening, right? I love having my windows open, and this desk, you'll see, sad to see it go. Honestly, I got that off of like Facebook Marketplace for around $15, $30, somewhere around there. You remember when I got it? I did like the high kicks and everything. I think it was $15. This one was a little bit more money. I don't even think it's a proper desk. I think it's an entry table or a buffet. I don't even know, but it's super tall. It's a lot taller than my other desk. I looked at a lot of other desks, but they kind of, I don't know. They had a lot of drawers on the side, which I don't mind. Do I need drawers or do I just shove them full of crap that I don't need? But it would take up a lot of the space that I would use for my chair. I don't really know, you guys. So I got this and you'll see that it's lovely. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she gorgeous? I mean, I say that kind of with a question mark. Like, did I make the right choice? I showed you the inspiration desk, and I feel like the shape of it is very fitting. I think I love it, is what I'm going to say. I also got this rug. I think I got it off of Amazon. I ordered 2 rugs, and I'm kind of regretting that choice too. I second guess myself a lot. I don't know. I'm very fickle. I don't know what the best choice to make is, and there really isn't a best. It's just like, pick one. And well, that's what I struggle with, right? Being so fickle, like, oh, this one or that one. I ordered another one, but I think it was like just too beige, and I'm not that girl to have like beige and white and cream. You know what I mean? I definitely needed more color, especially in a rug. I've got a lot of kids. This is a high traffic area because, when I'm at my desk working, my kids are always like running around at my feet, and which is like, fine. I'm a mom. So I threw the chairs in here. I thought they looked great. Of course, I got this basket new. I couldn't find one that was what I was looking for secondhand. So I ended up buying this at Home Goods, and it was actually a decent price for a Home Goods basket. Michael's would never. And then I got that plant from the antique store, probably the same price as the basket, honestly. Actually, it was a good price. I want to say the plant was like $25, which is awesome. And I shoved some paper on the bottom just to give it a little bit more lift. And then I threw the chair in the corner. This is like the antique chair. I love this chair so much. I kind of don't want to cover it up with the pillow. I did end up putting a little blanket over it too. Just because, you got a chair, you kind of need a blanket and pillow for it, because who's taking a nap on a chair like that? I don't know. But whenever I see inspiration photos on Pinterest or whatever, they always have chairs, just old chairs. And I'm like, I don't know why, but I love it. I love a good chair. Always good to have a place for someone to sit. You know what I don't love? That. I took that out of the office. I put that in there and I was like, that does not look like how I thought it would look. And I can't even fit my printer inside of it. So it's kind of ridiculous. And anyway, you know what I love? This painting, absolutely adore. And then the mirror. Did I show you what the final color looked like? I love it. I think it turned out great, especially with the color of the wall, like the contrast between the wood and the wall. I love wood. I thought about whitewashing it, but I don't think I'm going to do that unless you think that I should. So you let me know. I'm always open to suggestions and stuff like that. People are telling me like, oh, just hire an interior designer. Well, where would I spend my mental energy then? Okay, because this is all I've been thinking about for the past couple weeks / month and a half. And it gives me something to think about. It gives my mind, it keeps me busy. So I kind of like it. And I don't want an interior designer coming in here telling me like this, and this. And well, maybe that would probably be very helpful and beneficial. So maybe I will do that eventually. But for now, I think it turned out pretty good. I did fiddle around with all of the tchotchkes on the fireplace for probably way too long. And I ended up not even using most of them. The basket I got for not 25 cents, like $3, which is kind of ridiculous. $3 for a teeny tiny little basket, but that's how Goodwill is these days. They're getting up there, same prices as like Michael's and Hobby Lobby and stuff. And then the candlesticks I bought for like, I don't know, a few dollars each. And that's all I kept up there, I think. I think it looks great. I'm very happy with it, but now I have a bunch of tchotchkes around my house, a bunch of knickknacks. I kind of like the more minimal appeal. I don't like a bunch of useless clutter everywhere. If it's clutter, I kind of want it to be functional. So there's that. I also am very well aware that the painting, I went back and forth on which one I should hang, and I like the colors of this one better. I think it brings in it just flows better with the artwork on the fireplace. But then also, what was I going to say? Oh, it's too small for this wall. The wall is massive. The picture frame, although it's large, it isn't to scale. And so I do need to find a bigger one. So I'll be on the lookout for that. And then, oh my gosh, I'm so pumped about these wall sconces. Who am I? Who's that girl? La, 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 la. Yes, the wall sconces moving on up. I can't even believe Yeah, interior designer who, honestly? Excuse me. Oh, sorry, I'm getting a phone call. Hello. That's HGTV. They're calling to hit me up. They're like, hey, we saw you bought some wall sconces. Once you guys see me struggle with these sconces, you'll quickly realize that I had no business buying them. A lot was going on with these wall sconces in a positive note. I thought when I bought them, I was able to not assemble them, but install them with stickers. But there were no stickers in the box. So I used some command strips. It just didn't work out well. After they fell. One keeps falling, and then I put it up, and then the other fell down, and I just am too lazy to put that one back up. But I got confused. These are battery operated, so they're not hardwired, which is like, thank you so much. And I wasn't sure, obviously with the measurements, I'm using like girl math measurements. I just use my eyeballs, and I think I pretty much nailed it. I'm really good at that. And so I just used command strips to put them up. I'm laughing because I didn't like level them. I was like, oh, it's a circle, but no, they have to anyway. So I'm just leveling it back out. I had to take the command strips off, but it's all good because it's command strips, baby. And so eventually maybe I'll put holes into the wall because I do love how these look. We had a friend over last night. I said, did you see my finished office? And you'll see at the end, it just looks so magical at nighttime. And he said, oh my gosh, I never even noticed that you had wall sconces. Of course, he didn't know the word sconce. He just said light because who the heck uses the word sconce other than interior designers and people on Instagram and YouTube. And so, which are also interior designers, but I said, oh yeah, well, you never noticed them before because I just put them in. He's like, oh my gosh, you hardwired them? And I said, you are looking at your local engineer over here. No, they're battery operated, which I thought was so cool. The light bulbs don't even screw in. It's just kind of like a magnet, which is, I mean, round of applause. Standing O for whoever created this because I love it so much. It has a USB to recharge them. They have fallen on the ground unbroken because obviously they're not glass. It's just incredible. It comes with a remote so you can turn them on, turn them off by a remote. You can change the dimness of them. It has four I'm like, I can't believe it. 4 types of dimmers, and then you can change the color of it. So it has like a warm yellow, a white, bright white, and then a maybe natural white. I don't know, but those are my guesses for how they are. And then they have a couple other buttons on here. I'm not really sure what they do. Oh, a timer, 15 minute, 30 minute, 45 minute, 1 hour, and 2 hours. So that's pretty cool that it offers all of the variation in just a sweet little product like this. So I got these off of Amazon. If you're looking for them, I would really recommend them. I think they really elevate the look. They just, right? I mean, without this, the office wouldn't be complete if you ask me. And this was the very last thing I bought. And I think it's the most excited that I am, except for that artwork, and it just all works, right? I grabbed some dusty old candles that I was using in my living room and I was like, I can move these. And then my office chair, and everything is coming together as it should. So happy. What's great about that desk chair is that I found literally the matching desk chair that matches this on Marketplace. And oh my gosh, I don't know if it'll be like too matchy. It's probably sold by now or they probably won't respond, but I don't know. I'm really beating myself up for not getting the floral one that I saw. Not that I could have, I didn't have the means. I didn't have the opportunity and I wasn't thinking straight, so I should just let it go. But I really, really love that chair. So I'm gonna be on the hunt for another computer chair. I like this one. It is kind of low, but we'll see how it works out. Alex thinks I'm really gonna miss wheels on a computer chair, so we'll see, because I'm constantly like moving in and out for Wolfgang. He's like climbing up and down and all that stuff. So for now, that's the computer chair I have, and yeah. Took a lot of finagling to get this office straight. I'm still not finished. I have to print out some pictures for the picture frame, and then I got those antique picture frames. Want to see? Here they are. The problem with this is I went to print out some pictures yesterday. I picked them out, but I haven't printed them yet. The size of this, obviously it's oval, but I would need, it's 9 by 11. What, like what?
I'm sorry, why? Also, I don't know how I'm gonna crack into these guys, so I'm gonna try to like pry them open. If I can't, I'll just let them go. But I did get the like non-slip thing for the rug, so I'm gonna throw that under there too. And then otherwise, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I need somewhere to put my printer. It's kind of out of sight when people walk in the room, but it's like right there. I thought maybe it would fit in the cubby, but it doesn't, sadly. So I'm gonna be on the lookout for something else, but I thought maybe here, or maybe, oh, that's real tight, but maybe even here. No, this wall needs something. Yeah, we'll probably do that. I just need to figure out how to crack these guys open. I feel like we're right at the home stretch. I did end up ordering, well, short story long, some panels for the doors here, because clearly shutting these doors gives me this much privacy, and when I have a toddler running around who is obsessed with me, it's hard to get anything done. He sees me through the doors and he's just like, let me in. So I thought these panels would be able to provide some privacy. Because my doors are so long, it's hard to find panels, but I found them. I think these will work. It turns out it's only one panel. Oh no, what just fell? Oh crap. Anyway, it's one panel and I don't want to screw anything into the door. I don't know how it's going to work, but so these also came with like little sticky tabs. So I'm going to see if these stay in, if they work. I don't really know. And I'm going to have to order another one if it does.
I have yet to order another one. You'll see why in a second. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to like drill these into the door. I don't want to ruin my door. But will it be ruining it if the curtains are always there? I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going to like the curtains. I love the fact that these are like kind of see-through, and I don't know. He's only going to be obsessed with me for like another year. So will I be able to endure? I'm not sure. It's up in the air. But for now, you'll see I'm struggling this whole time trying to get them up. It shouldn't be this complicated, I tell myself, because it's literally like a pull on two little sticky tabs. And I'm applying pressure. I have to do this while the curtain's on. I can't, like, I wouldn't be able to finagle the curtain on after it's, and then after all that, it falls anyway. I'm like, I give up. I'm done. I don't even care. It's not that big of a deal. I'll figure it out later. That's kind of my mantra. I ended up ordering some photos finally. It's always on my mind. I'm like, oh, I should order new photos or reprint the photos for my house. I just love putting photos up in the house. I feel like I don't have enough. I used to have a lot more. It used to be a thing. I'd try to do photo books, but anyway, I really wanted some photos of my family up on these walls. It was hard for me to narrow it down. There's so many photos that I love. But also going through, I'm like, oh, I need to take more photos of this child because whatever, for whatever reason, I don't have as many as I do of the other children. But then I'm like, well, I still have several thousand of that one child, so I think I'm good. But anyway, I picked out these, no rhyme or reason. It wasn't like, ooh, these match the color scheme or whatever. I just loved them. I thought they were darling. Obviously, I needed to include my favorite friends here. So in the antique photo frames, I ended up ordering 11 by 14 size, because the size of the frame is like 9 by 11 or something. It was an odd size. So I had to get something larger. Why do they do that? Let's just make everything standard. Okay, shall we? I just ate a chip. It's like so spicy. It's burning my throat. I don't know why I did that, but I cut these down. It took way longer than I wish to admit, but I did it. And at first I kept the I don't even know what to call it, like a bubble that was originally in this frame. And I tried to put the bubble behind it, but it just didn't make any sense. So, and I just decided, it didn't come with glass or anything. So I like that. I maybe should have ordered a matte photo, but it doesn't, I don't care that much. You know what I mean? So I got a framed photo of all my favorite gal pals, all my best friends. And then I framed a picture of what I feel like is the most recent family photo that wasn't like a holiday themed, and it wasn't a professional photo, you know what I mean, where we're all like matchy-matchy. This was just from when my family and I went to, what was it? Like a fall festival. So like instead of a family dinner that month, we went to the fall festival and kind of brought food and shared it and did all the good stuff and hung out together. And sometimes we like to do an activity together. Sometimes we have themed family dinners, and it's always a good time, and we try to switch it up whenever we can. But this has kind of been a tradition to go to the fall festival. So anyway, we went there and we ended up taking a really nice photo as us as a family. And so that was sweet. And so I decided to frame that one. It's one of Alex's favorites. So that's why I picked it. I had several different ones, and I ended up, I think I have a few more frames. I don't know. That's what I want to look out for at the thrift shop next time I go, which is actually today. I know I say that every day. I really don't go as much as I would like to, but Avelina needs to go today. I don't know if I'm going to film. I guess you'll find out next week if I do film it, but maybe I will. I don't know. I'm still deciding, but that's one of the things that's on my list of things that I want to get are more picture frames, small ones, bigger ones, medium ones, I don't care. Just ones that spark joy, if you will. So I ended up just, of course, you know me, using thumbtacks on the wall. No need to get out and hammer a nail while you're hanging just a little old photo. Hung those up. I think they look superb. What do you think? I tried my best to find the best pictures of the girls that I could, and I think I succeeded. Especially, like, I don't know if it's an age thing, but the Golden Girls photos of them, they're all super up close, and I tried to find a candid one of them, and also a lot of them are horizontal because, you know, that's how people used to take photos back then. Not many of them were vertical, so that was interesting. That was an interesting road down Google. I'm just throwing these up on my desk. No, I found these on clearance at TJ Maxx, I think. They're like $4 a piece, maybe $3.99, something like that. And then the lily cup that I got from the thrift store that I'll just shove some crap in. I don't know. It's got the remote and some wires. I'm always trying to hide the wires, but here is the finished reveal of my office. This was like at dusk, so not a lot of light in the room, although you'll see the window still has a ton of sunlight coming in, but it's like almost dark outside, so it was interesting to see that amount. But oh my gosh, the vibe. This is the vibe. We talked a lot about the vibe in my thrift haul. I wasn't sure what the vibe would be, but this is it. And I couldn't love it anymore. I'm sorry. People were telling me to hire an interior decorator. And I'm like, next time I will hire myself because I'm amazed at how this turned out. Could it have been better? Sure. It could always be better. But I think I did a knockout job. That's me knocking it out. That's me. That's my uppercut right there. I think it looks great. And I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. I love the mood. I love the vibe. I love the energy. I love the ambiance. I don't love the picture on the left wall. I will look for a larger one to fill up the space and be a little more to scale. But for now, I am in love. I hope you love it too. I hope it gave you some inspiration. If you liked it, subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1 million before the end of the month. I'll see you next time. Bye.